Do you want a cookie for that? It turns out that even if we don't need a cookie, we all appreciate a figurative cookie. All of the science and social psychology has proven that behaviors and actions that are punished are less likely to occur, and the ones that are rewarded are more likely to happen. Which leads me to the topic of positive reinforcement, which is a technique used to encourage desired behaviors by rewarding them. For scholars who are extrinsically motivated, this is an especially effective technique. For scholars who are intrinsically motivated, there's less upside, but there's definitely no downside. If you've never heard of intrinsic or extrinsic motivation basically means you're internally motivated. In this case, it would mean you do things for the sake of doing them because you enjoy the process. If you're extrinsically motivated, it means you do things because of the reward you will receive. For example, if someone gives you $10 to read a book, if you read the book because of the $10, then you're more extrinsically motivated. If you would have read the book anyway and the $10 didn't make you any more likely, then you're more intrinsically motivated. It's important to point out that these aren't absolutes. You can be anywhere in the middle. You can also be extrinsically motivated in some areas of your life and not in others. For example, you might need a big incentive to go to the gym, but you might not need any incentive to take care of your kids. Positive reinforcement is a free form of reinforcement. It costs us nothing to do, and it increases the likelihood good behaviors will get repeated. It also helps build a supportive and motivating classroom environment. More importantly, when scholars feel recognized and appreciated for their efforts, they're more engaged and willing to participate in the learning process. So how do you actually implement positive reinforcement with scholars in a classroom? Here's 2 practical tips. The first one is one of the simplest and most effective forms, which is by giving verbal praise. When you notice a desired behavior, acknowledge it. Say things like, "Great job, way to go, you did a great job with that. That was awesome. I'm proud of you." Bonus points if you could be even more specific. For example, instead of just saying "great job," you might say, "I really appreciate how you stayed focused on your work today. Great effort." This not only recognizes the behavior, but it also helps the person understand what they did well. The second form of positive reinforcement takes a little more work, but delivers outsized impact. The only thing better than hearing some encouragement is reading it. That's right. The second form of positive reinforcement is written praise. You can use a sticky note that you share with a child. Write a note for them to take home to their parents or guardians, letting them know how amazing they were during your session. Or even writing it on a test or exit ticket they did well on. It goes a really long way. I'm a big proponent of using positive reinforcement to change behaviors. As simple as it sounds, most of us suck at giving this free encouragement to one another. Just imagine for a second that you have a scholar who often struggles with staying on task. One day, you'd notice that they have been working diligently for a solid 10 minutes. You approach them and say, "I'm so impressed with how focused you've been on your assignment. Keep up the great work." It takes you all of 10 seconds to say, yet this specific praise not only acknowledges their effort, but also encourages them to continue staying on task in the future because they know you're noticing them. Too often, we get so caught up in our tasks that we forget how powerful positive reinforcement can be. While writing out a letter home might take a bit more time up front, it can save so much time on the back end when you've changed a challenging behavior that could be getting in the way of you having more effective sessions. Not to mention, when parents receive positive feedback about their child, they're more likely to encourage those behaviors at home as well. Positive reinforcement is a critical tool to keep in your teaching toolkit. Whether we care to admit it or not, we'd all love a cookie for that.